This is Football CFB, the home of unique football content.
You scared off the vultures I never told you. You scared off the ghosts living in my head that lay lonely in the dirt, that lay lonely in the dirt until I found a rose.
Delighted to be joined by a footballer who is described by fans of Glasgow Celtic as a gift from God. He played for his native Slovakia on many occasions. He won the Slovakian Player of the Year on 2 occasions. He has also played in France. He's also played in Japan. He is, of course, as Celtic fans say, a gift from God. Lubo Moravcik, thank you for joining me.
Hello, everybody.
The first question I've got for you, Lubo, some sad news. Recently, your mentor and former manager, Dr. Joseph Venglos, sadly passed away. What was he like to work with as a person and a manager?
I think very clever as a manager because he was a good player, first of all, and he spent 11 seasons as a professional player in Czechoslovakia between 55 and 66, and he was a great player. And after he went to Australia, had the opportunity to learn language, English, and after when he had opportunity to work for the UEFA, FIFA, he was ready because he had a lot of experience, good performance behind him, and he spoke English, but was very good for his start work with UEFA, FIFA, and he was studied during his coaching experience. He was always study. He was clever. He was one step before everybody with especially with the behavior out of the pitch. You know, he was very clever because he looked after players with a lot of attention, especially food, especially he was very good to prepare team physically, you know, and for what I said, he was one step forward, you know.
For you, before you joined Celtic, you played for Nitra in your native Slovakia. You also played for St Etienne and Bastia in France. What are your memories of playing for those clubs?
Nitra is my really very close, really club where I start. Very young. Now it's not so young than before. When I started, I was 11, and I spent all my youth time in the club. I played for under 18. We've been a champion of Slovakia. I think I had a lot of good time with Nitra when I was young. You know that it's always a special memory for everybody. And after I was lucky because I started to play for first team and later on national team, and especially before when I left from country, I played a World Cup. What was a very good start to find some club abroad.
You mentioned the World Cup. That World Cup was Italia 90. What was it like playing at a World Cup? Because that's every young player's dream.
Yeah, what you said. On the beginning, your dream is play for first team because you know you see the guys play Premier League and you there as a first. I was a ball boy. After I was close very to first team because I play for under 18. You know we had the dressing room very close each other. You know and I met the players in the stadium. And my dream was play with them because in Nitra, we had a very good team. My time when I played for a youth team, and that was my first dream. And after when I started regularly play Premier League, I had first invitation for a national team for the Olympic team. And that my time was Olympic team as a B team, reserve team for the first team, first selection. And end of this time in the Olympic team, I had the invitation for the first team, for our team, Czechoslovakia. It was I was 22 only after. I think I spent only 2 years as a player of Premier League, and I think I catch that opportunity, and my career grow up progressively, and 25 I played World Cup. What was I didn't expect when I started football. What I said, first dream is always play for first team. After everything, after it's just something special.
You signed for Celtic in 1998. Were you aware of Celtic before you signed for the club?
In France, we had the highlights from every Sunday evening. We had highlights from Britain, English League and Scottish League, and I saw a couple highlights from old film games, because I was long time in France, and I had I had touch with British football, because I watched highlights every Sunday, because I was interested about that football. Especially because in England and in Scotland is always good atmosphere on the stadium. It's for me. I was happy to watch highlights, and I knew then Old Firm game, it's something special, because when was Old Firm game, the highlights be much bigger, and the journalists been talking much more about this game, and I think the Old Firm game, it's always watching by a whole world.
It certainly is. It's a game that is covered over the world now. When you signed for Celtic, the media, the journalists, a lot of them in Scotland hadn't heard of you, and they were quite disparaging. They said that they didn't expect you to be a very good player because you didn't cost a lot of money. How did that make you feel at the time?
That time, Mr. Wenglos was very important person for me, because he told me, don't be scared, don't worry about the journalists, because I know what you know, I know your quality, I know you're ready, because I had very good pre-season with German team in Duisburg, and physically I was really good prepared, and after that, when I'm physically okay, even I was 33, I was still fit. I've still been feeling very good, and after that, I went on the pitch with a lot of respect, because it's never easy, but with a lot of hope. I can do something, because I saw about me good players. Paul Lambert, I knew him because he won Champions League with Dortmund. Henrik Larsson, because he was on World Cup '94 when Sweden finished third. I knew some players, and especially who helped me a lot was also Eric Black, because Eric Black spent 5 years in France. He spoke French, and he told me, Lubo, that atmosphere, you will be really happy to play for Celtic, because 64,000 people, all the game, nice atmosphere. What I said, I had a lot of respect, but I had I believe myself.
You make your debut at Celtic Park in a 6-1 victory over Dundee. What was your first memory of playing at Celtic Park with that atmosphere?
What I said, you know, it's a every player must be a happy player for Celtic in this atmosphere, because it's it's first why you play football. It's for the fans, for the pleasure, and after all money, everything, all what I say, the popularity, it's a second. First, it's your feeling. I was feeling very good because we won 6-1. I set up some 2-3 goals. I don't remember exactly. I didn't score yet, but my feeling was very good because we played well. The fans been end of the game very happy, and but you know, football, it's never easy, because the next game we lost in St. Johnston 2-1. You know, before just a week before Olfin game. Uh, First was I was very happy, and second I was disappointed because second game we lost stupidly because we been better team, and I think with a reset score against like an own goal, something like that, we lost a really stupidly game. But third game was crucial for me, and everything's happened well.
You mentioned the third game. You actually play in that game on my birthday, the 21st of November, and you win 5-1. You score goals. You have a performance that is still talked about to this day. Sum up how proud you were of that moment, because you talked about earlier when you were in France, that was the game that everyone talked about.
You know, I gave you a very good gift for your birthday.
Absolutely.
I scored 2 goals for you. Uh, it's what I said. I was ready. I was ready to play the big games because you know, I had experience from big games, because in France I played many big games, especially Saint-Etienne. It's very popular club in France, and for example, against Lyon, it's like old firm game because it's very close, 50 miles only between two city. And after against Marseille, always we had a big game. Nantes, big game. Paris Saint-Germain, big game. I had experience from the big game, and especially I played for national team. A little bit disappointed because we didn't win, but that atmosphere often it's you know, in Celtic Park it's always nice atmosphere, but often games much bigger. You know, it's a 50% more than normal game. People, it's earlier on the stadium. Stadium, it's a full area, and start to shouting, singing, and it was electric atmosphere for me. And what's happened? It was I scored very quickly, and I put the game on the good. Everybody been in good mood. You know, the fans, everything started well. You know, and especially we have to say then that time Rangers been a very hard to beat team. You know, very strong team with a lot of success in the last years, and for that first goal was good to gave us a lot of confidence, and especially put the fans also in the move. You know, stadium been on the move.
Absolutely. A big moment, and something that you're, of course, proud of. Your first trophy at Celtic was the League Cup in 2000 when Kenny Dalglish was manager. You're playing against Aberdeen in the final. You win 2-0. You play in that match. How big a moment was that for you in your career to win a trophy with Celtic?
You know, after hard January, you know, we had a lot of problems in the club, especially coach been sacked, John Barnes, and the team. I think we lost a little bit touch with Rangers, with the points, and What was good was I work with Kenny Dalglish. For me, Kenny Dalglish, it's like today, like the biggest player in the world, you know. And also John Barnes was fantastic player, but Kenny was something special. Kenny, work with him for me, it was big pleasure. And we didn't have maybe enough power and enough the possibility maybe to win the championship, but I think League Cup was first in the year. It's first trophy in the year, and I think we solved maybe a little bit season, but it's always special when you win first trophy, especially with the team is lead by a guy like Kenny Dalglish, because for me it's one of the biggest player in the world.
Following Kenny Dalglish, Martin O'Neill becomes Celtic manager, and in his first season at the club, you win the treble, you win the Slovakian Player of the Year, you're playing incredible football, you've got a great relationship with Henrik Larsson. What was that season like? Because as a footballer, I imagine winning the treble is up there with the best things you can possibly do.
I agree with you, because especially it was after 17 years, you know, only third, I think third treble in the history of the club. For that, it was not something average, you know. It was something really important for the club after so long time win treble, because it's not easy, especially when you have a rival like Rangers, and in the cup it's always hard because everybody wants to beat you. You know, you play only one game. It's for me. I think it was my best season ever, because want to travel for one club so big like Celtic, it's a really big memory, and everybody, I think, will be have very good memory about this season, because treble is not so often in the career, but especially I think I scored 15 goals. I think I had a really good season, also my personal season, you know. I wasn't all the time on the 11 star, but Martin used me a lot for, because we had a lot of game, because we played a lot of game in also in Europe, and I think it was a very crucial moment for Celtic, because since that season, I think Celtic started to be dominated in Scottish football for a long time, maybe 7-8 years. I don't even more. I don't know how long been that domination in the Scottish League, and that season really start big moment in the Celtic football.
Another thing I want to talk to you about, you mentioned that domination. Henrik Larsson was a massive part of that in the Martin O'Neill era. I spoke to Henrik last year, and we spoke about you, and he described you as a wonderful player to play with, because you knew he could pick you out from anywhere in the field. What was it like playing with Henrik?
I think that team been depend from Henrik Larsson. We have to say, without him, maybe that team been half success, you know, not full success, because scored, I think, no this season treble, but the next season, my last season, he scored 50 goals in the season. He was, I think, top scorer in Europe. What is absolutely great performance, score 50 goals in one season. It's like today, maybe it's Ronaldo, Messi are able to do something like that, you know. And he had he was complete, you know. He was strong with header, even from the corners. He scored goals header. He took penalties, free kicks. He was quick. He was clever, and he didn't need a lot of situation for score the goals. He missed sometimes some maybe 100% chance, but he scored many goals from even it was not chance. I think I never played with better player, complete striker like him, because he had everything for the top striker in the Europe. He proved that later on especially in Barcelona, won the Champions League, a little bit also in the Manchester United, in the biggest club in the world. That. But I was happy I could spend with him my 3.5 season in Celtic. Was really big privilege for me to play with him.
In terms of 2001 in the treble season, I mentioned the fact that you won the Slovakian Footballer of the Year at the age of 34, 35. When you look at that achievement, how much does that mean to you? Because not many players win a trophy of that honour at that age.
I have to say one thing. I had some special what I how can say special winning, because I was last football player of the year in Czechoslovakia, 92. What was last, because after we split with after, and when start Slovakia 1993, I was already player in France. I played a lot in France. I was one of the best player in France. I never had that chance to win the best player in the year in Slovakia, because without internet the people couldn't watch football in France in the abroad, and all the time said, no, you play abroad, we don't see you, we don't know what is. Okay, I played a couple games for the national team, but it was only 5-6 games in the year. I was really angry. I said, I come for the ceremonials, the evening, only if I win, because I was always frustrated. I was okay. I was twice second, maybe twice third, but I never won. I said, if I come for ceremonial, the last ceremonial, only if I win. And to be honest, I stopped play for national team 2000, and this year I didn't play for national team 2001, because I didn't want to play anymore, because I was 35. I said enough. I let a chance the youngers, and but the national team was so bad that season, that year 2001, and especially the TV, Slovak TV, gave that game against Juventus. And that game I played good. And at the end of the year, I was the best player in Slovakia. What was for me, I was laughing, because for one game they gave me that trophy. Crazy. I didn't play for national team. He didn't see me play any game in the year. Only this game I won. End of the day, I was happy, because it's trophy. But I was 36. I think I have that trophy. I think the oldest in the history of football Slovakia. I think it's going to be hard to somebody to beat me with this age, and but I have to say, end of the day, I'm very happy to. Today in Slovakia, it's snow. Maybe we have a problem with a little bit with the signal for internet because it's a lot of snow today.
Not a problem. Well, as you say, you mentioned the fact that it's going to be very hard for someone to win that trophy at that age. You talked about playing against Juventus. Playing in the Champions League, even in your mid-30s, must have been incredible because it was like you were a 23-year-old in those games against Juventus. You had all the skills that players 10 years younger than you would be desperate to have.
To be honest, I didn't expect anymore to play maybe Champions League in my career, and with title 2001, we everybody whole team we had an opportunity to play Champions League, and that was my little bit last dream for me. Play maybe only one game Champions League, because it's a very big competition, following by a whole world, and fans is very happy when team play Champions League. And for me that game was something like play World Cup. First dream I had that first dream, because I played World Cup, and that was something what I was. It was my dream, second dream, play with. Well, I said only one game Champions League, and I think it was last game. I think in the group, last game in the group, and when Martin went to me, I think it was 3 days before, maybe, or maybe last training. I don't remember. He came to me. He said, "You will start for Juventus." To be honest, I was very, very happy and very, I was looking for this game as a kid, really, really happy man to start and play this game. For that, I gave maybe everything possible what I had in my as a player. I was so happy, to be honest.
You mentioned that happiness. The year after the treble, you win another league title with Celtic before leaving the club. How do you remember the Celtic fans, and what do you make of your time at Celtic overall? Because, as I say, the fans to this day still love you, as you know.
I think FA Cup I didn't play. Maybe I played last minute. I don't remember, but I remember really well last home game. I think we draw. Martin, I remember Martin O'Neill. He was very unhappy because he wanted to accept 100 points in the season. We didn't win a home game, and we lost that chance to have 100 points in the season. But for me, it was a special game because I went 5 minutes or 10 minutes to go out of the pitch, and I knew then. Even today, I have emotions. Then I knew that it's my last game in this fantastic stadium, and that game, that moment was the most emotional what I had during my career in Celtic. Because after we played last game in Ibrox, I think, and that there I scored 2 goals, but it was away from home, and I didn't have. Oh, I was very happy because we won 3-0, and end of the season beat again Rangers was a very good feeling, but. For me, the most emotional moment was that game, home game, when I went out of the pitch for my last time in Celtic.
After Celtic, you make the move to play in Japan. What was it like being in Japan playing football?
I didn't expect maybe play in a high level anymore, but again, Mr. Wenglosh went 6 months before in January he went to Japan, and because I decide end of the season I stop football the high level, and maybe if I had the opportunity to continue maybe in Slovakia or something maybe not so expected championship, but he called me. He said, "Come to for second part of the season. Come to Japan to help me finish season," because he also said I finish in Japan and maybe I go for retired, and but I was unlucky because I worked hard during the June because it was very hot, very wet weather there for me. 37 already, I was a little bit difficult for me physically, but I was unlucky because after first game in the second part of the season, for my first game in Japan League, I had bad injury on my ankle, and I didn't recover from this injury. And end of the September, I went home and I stopped my career. I was a little bit unlucky because in my head I wasn't ready to finish completely football. I wanted to continue a little bit, maybe 2 seasons, because I was feeling physically okay, but mentally I was not ready to continue play high level, and that injury stopped me completely football, and I was 37. It was a normal age to finish football, but I finished with injury. What was it to be sad? End of the day.
Last couple of questions for you. This is a question that every single person who's played with you, I've asked them this question and they always say they don't know. What was your strongest foot? Were you right-footed or left-footed? Because everybody always says the same thing. He was just as good with both feet and we couldn't tell you.
Obviously when I started playing football, I play with my right foot, but I was always happy to use also my left foot, just try what I can do, and I work hard in the training with my left foot. After I start to play more left foot than right foot, on the left side and right side, and with the years and years, the work, I progress with my left foot, and to be honest, maybe age 18, 19, I was very good on the both feet already, because from 11, maybe every day when you're working hard because to be honest, I was happy to play with left foot because it was something special, when you right foot, you want to use your left foot because it's something special, kick ball on the, or, and make cross with left foot. It's like something a challenge, it's for you, it's challenge. Why? Maybe because being so good with left foot, same like right foot, that it's for me it was challenge, and finally I came 18, 19 years old, and I use my both foot normal, left, right, like same, same. That, yeah, a little bit different always, because when you drive the ball, you always use your foot. What is on the beginning? For example, when I was leading or riding the ball, always right foot. I use right foot, but for the kick, for the cross, for the I used the left, right foot the same.
Absolutely, that's incredible.
That is different. You see what is your stronger foot, what do you use for riding, the ball. When you drive with the ball, you use your best foot. It's logic. Left footer use left, right footer use right. But for me, no, it was not problem. Kick ball with the left, right, no problem.
Wow.
Since 18, 19, I was already strong with both feet.
That's what every young player listening to this should remember. That
Yeah, that is, it's only work, to be honest. It's not special, uh, you know, it's nothing happened easy, you have to work hard to get something special.
absolutely. The last question I've got for you, Lubo. Thank you in advance for your time. I've really enjoyed speaking with you. You've been involved in coaching and managing since you retired from playing. Would you like to work back at Celtic or in Scottish football again one day as a coach or in a role?
I'm too old now. I'm 55. It's too old. It's over for me. But I'm always happy to come back to Glasgow and play Celtic. But last year I was in Glasgow just before that pandemic, and since that, I think I came back 8th of March, and now it's going to be 1 year. I couldn't go again to Glasgow, and I'm missing that opportunity, because I like go to Celtic Park, watch Celtic to play. I like people. I like atmosphere in Glasgow. Glasgow is a nice city. It's really special place for me, because it may be not the best weather ever in the world, but the people is very, very nice.
Absolutely. Well, as I said earlier, the Celtic fans still love you, and even people who watched you in Scotland who aren't Celtic fans always appreciated your talent. Lubo Moravcik, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for your call, and I cross fingers then that situation is going to be over, and I can see again my friends in Glasgow in Scotland.